Hello there. What's up, witches? Hi, it's me, Luna the Zen Witch. Let me turn down my ocean waves a little bit. Here we go. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I am not together tonight in any way, shape, or form. I gotta admit that right up front. How are you doing? And of course, if you've been here before, you know that I am all about connection. So, what I'd love for you to do is to connect and let me know where you're watching from. Just check in. No lurkers allowed. I'm going to turn up my stereo a little bit so I can hear the ocean waves. So, wow, we are into the last week of September. Can you believe it? And I want to start by reading you something that came across my Facebook feed today, and it's just really important and useful right now. Yeah, the only problem is, wait a second, I have to mute my channel, listen to my ocean waves, but not my channel. Terribly confusing. Okay, so I want to read this to you. Where'd it go? There we go. First of all, how much does everybody hate the new Facebook? Okay, so this is a Twitter thread from Dr. Aisha Ahmad. And she says, this is a multiple tweet thread. First, in my experience, okay, wait. Let me do the first one first. That was the second one. Come on, Facebook, for crying out loud. There we go. Okay, ready? The 6-month mark in any sustained crisis. Okay. Thank you. It just went away and came back again. The 6-month mark in any sustained crisis is always difficult. We have all but adjusted to this new normal, but might now feel like we're running out of steam. Yet at best, we're only a third of the way through this marathon. How can we keep going? Come on. Oh my God, Facebook, what the heck? All right, first, in my experience, this is a very normal time. I'm so sorry. I am trying to read a thread that I shared on my Facebook page, and Facebook is being a dick. My page went to the new Facebook, and it is sucking pretty hard so far. All right, I'm going to try to get through this. First, in my experience, this is a very normal time to struggle or slump. I always hit a wall 6 months into a tough assignment in a disaster zone. Now, as you might be able to guess, Dr. Aisha Ahmad is Muslim. She's got hijab on in her Twitter picture, so she sounds like she's kind of in a rough part of the world, or that she goes to rough parts of the world to do service. The desire to get away or make it stop is intense. Boy, you're not lying. I've done this many times, and at 6 months, it's like clockwork. Okay, let's try to get this to change to the next one. Oh my God, I mean, is this worth it? Hold on. All right, I'm not fucking with this. Now Facebook just went black. And it won't let me close this particular. There, thank you. Go the hell away, Facebook. Yes, I've escaped out of it. Goodbye. I'm sorry. I really wanted to read that to you. It was an excellent message about how it's like clockwork, that there's a 6-month mark that everybody just hits the wall. And so the first message is, this is normal and it's to be expected. And okay, you know me. I have a majority of fixed signs in my chart. I am stubborn. I'm going back in. Okay, it seems to be behaving now. This time, our crisis is global and there's nowhere to run. That's okay. I've had to power through that 6-month hump before, and there's life on the other side. Right now, it feels like we're looking ahead at long, dark, wintry tunnel, but it's not going to be like that. Rather, this is our next major adaptation phase. We've already relearned how to do groceries, host meetings, and even teach classes. And we've found new ways to be happy and have fun. But as the days get shorter and colder, we need to be ready to innovate again. So here's me assuming that she's like in a different part of the world, but she's tweeting in English. Oh my God, racist much? It's hardwired, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is my first pandemic, but not my first 6-month wall. So what can I share to help you? First, the wall is real and normal, and frankly, it's not productive to try to ram your head through it. It will break naturally in about 4 to 6 weeks if you ride it out. Of course, there are things we have to do: work, teach, cook, exercise, but just don't expect to be sparklingly happy or wildly creative in the middle of your wall. Right now, if you can meet your obligations and be kind to your loved ones, you get an A+. Also, don't be afraid that your happiness and creativity are gone for the rest of this marathon. Not true. I assure you that it will soon break and you will hit a new stride. But today, roll with it. Clear away less challenging projects, read a novel, download that meditation app. Did you hear that? Frankly, even though we cannot physically leave this disaster zone, try to give yourself a mental or figurative shore leave. Short mental escapes can offer respite and distance from the everyday struggle. Take more mental leave until you clear the wall. What have I been talking about for months now? Put on some loud music and dance. Go for a therapy drive. Scream your brains out. Just, do something to care for yourself. In my experience, this 6-month wall both arrives and dissipates like clockwork, so I don't fight it anymore. I don't beat myself up over it. I just know that it will happen and trust that the dip will pass. In the meantime, I try to support my mental and emotional health. Take heart. We have navigated a harrowing global disaster for 6 months with resourcefulness and courage. We have already found new ways to live, love, and be happy under these rough conditions, a miracle and a marvel. This is hard proof that we have what it takes to keep going. So, dear friends, do not despair of the 6-month wall. It's not permanent, nor will it define you in this period of adversity. Trust that the magic that helped you through this first phase is still there. Take a breath and pause. You'll be on the other side in no time. Okay, I'm glad I got to read that to you because it's important. I mean, it's seriously, seriously important to know the phases of these things. It's like the stages of grief. So we are at that 6-month mark in the beginning of September, and I feel like I'm just now pulling out of my 4 to 6 weeks was the entire month of August and the beginning of September. This week, I finally busted things, and yesterday I cleaned like mad in my living room. We're going to clean the carpets tomorrow. I mean, it's like I finally feel like I can move again, but I've been frozen for so long, and I'm sure we're all feeling that. Hi, Lisa. Hi. I'm as well as can be expected. I'm healthy. Thank the goddess. I'm hanging in there. And I just wanted to share that message with you so that you know you're not going crazy and it's not going to be forever. And to be even kinder to yourself when you feel that drag hit, or, if it's like clockwork, we're probably all in the middle of it. So tonight, let me get some water. I may have to open my window because I've got a candle in my charcoal and it's still kind of warm. Here we go. See, I told you I didn't have to. Oh, and as soon as I do that, the crickets start. Now you can watch my hair frizz. Okay, so tonight, the 2 decks that I'm working with are the fabulous Starseed Oracle. I just unboxed this on Monday or Tuesday. What was it? Monday. And wow, what a deck. And this, for the classic, is the Voyager Tarot, another wonderful deck. They're very kind of Aquarian feeling decks. Moon's in Sagittarius tonight, but Sagittarius is also about philosophy and, broad reaching belief systems and being adventurous and looking at other philosophies and just very broad and open-minded. So these fit with the Sagittarius moon too, because I say so. All right. All the detritus out of the way. Is Gilbert still here? Gilbert is joining us tonight. You can't see him. Gubby, there he is. There's Gubby. He's joining us tonight. So here we have the Voyager, the first of the giant decks that's hard to shuffle, but we'll manage. We can always cut. And it's going to be interesting because this deck has keywords and this deck has key phrases that are just amazing. So I should should be able to fly by the seat of my pants pretty easily tonight. We'll find out. Okay. I'm not going to do the trick with the lid where you know, put the card in the lid. But it's a great trick. All right. I have, I'm running out of candles, so I'm down to my spell candles. Look at this little orange candle, and look at this. See this red over here? That's not a thing that exists in space. That is like this red orb that candle is putting out in the camera. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool for a Sag moon. All right. I need to have like another freaking table behind me. I want to start off with a bit of a smoke cleanse. I also want to say today was the reading from a gift deck, my first gift deck from Baroness Scotty. Thank you again. And tomorrow, you get to see an unboxing of my second gift deck. So first of all, I offer you a smoke cleanse. To bring us into the moment. So tomorrow you see another unboxing of my, not only, and I totally forgot about this when I was shooting the video. Oh my God, I'm falling apart. I forgot about this when I was shooting the video, but not only is this my second gift deck, but it is the 200th in the collection. I have hit 200 with a gift. What a special thing, and what a special deck. Oh my God. Another mind-blowing deck. So tune in tomorrow if you want to hear about that one. And get all this other crap out of the way. Do you hear things falling on the floor? Yeah. I'm a hot mess. But I'm here for you. I'm your hot mess tonight. Okay. Let's get some Fire of Azrael. Actually, let's open the fresh water and invite the ancestors and allies, guides and guardians in. Please come in. Come into this humble vessel and speak through me. Let our connection be strong and the messages be clear, insightful, practical, helpful. I offer fresh water, light, the fire of Azrael, and my very sincere intention to give good messages to my friends. And for me, a little salt blessing. Okay. Who's up first tonight? I got my karma card, so I don't have to think. Okay, first one up is Capricorn. Now let's see which way we want to go. I think I'm taking 1 Starseed and 3 Voyager. All right, for Capricorn. And they're telling me to cut into 3 piles. Actually, that's 5. I'm going to take the 3 off the top here. Okay, majors coming out. We have Fool Child, Star, and 9 of Cups. So Fool Child is about innocence and about play, and Capricorn is so very serious. And in times like this, when that seriousness and that dedication, that ability to just kind of get through things, which Capricorn has in spades, when that is called to the fore, I think it can be even more difficult for Capricorns to let loose and play. So the message, first of all, is be that fool child and let your hair down, Capricorn. Let loose and let yourself play and just be foolish and silly and innocent. Oh, Eternal Seeker says, I love the Light Seers deck. Yeah, I already do. I already do. Okay, So you want to be that fool child. But then the star card comes in here to say it's also time to stretch towards the heavens. Capricorn is earth and very earthbound in that practicality and structure is so very important, and deadlines and timelines and things like that. The star is telling me that it's time to go far beyond that, Capricorn, and just let yourself, what do I want to say here, not really dissolve, but kind of move over that boundary into a more spiritual realm, into the realm of the star, which is spirit, it's inspiration, it's artistic ideas, it's dreams, hopes and dreams. So connecting maybe, childhood hopes and dreams, but letting yourself be the young you and take a break. And the star card is connecting spiritually. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which is fulfillment. So you don't have to get to your fulfillment just by the trudging, trudging one foot in front of the other. You can also do it with some joy, with taking some breaks, with connecting with spirit, taking a little step off the earth plane, if you will, and branching out in that way, giving yourself a break and balance in that way, Capricorn. Okay, that one wanted to hop off the top, so we'll stop there. And this one says, all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Okay, inner authority. Nobody does authority like Capricorn, 10th house ruler, right? So trust your inner authority and your intuition. Your intuition is your inner authority. Capricorns tend to be externally focused as far as I have something to achieve, and they kind of, and we all can fall prey to looking for our validation externally. Somebody else has to authorize me. Somebody else has to validate me. I've got to get that degree, something, certifications, whatever, from externally. This is saying, no, validate yourself internally, Capricorn. Turn your gaze within, okay? Because whether you get there by doggedly trudging or get there by dancing along foolishly and dreamily, you're going to get there. Fulfillment is yours. All roads lead home. You're going to get there, Capricorn. Give yourself a break. Okay? All right. That felt good. And let me know who's watching. First of all, if you just tuned in, just tell me where you're watching from. That's what my interest is. I'm interested in seeing the same names again, and it makes me just feel like I'm home. But oh, my phone is talking to me randomly. I knew it. I was going to say, watch my phone go off. Everything I shot today, my phone went off multiple times. Now it's just talking to me, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to it. Shh, tell it I'm not home. Okay, who's up next here? Aquarius. All right. Let's do a cut. I'm going to spend lots of time shuffling tonight. Okay, cut. That'll be our first card on the top. That'll be our second, and that'll be our third. Six of Wands is trust. Hanged Man. And Preserver, Woman of Worlds. Okay, Aquarius. Trust. I have a feeling that I just interrupted myself mid-sentence and didn't go back. Did I do that? Anyway, check in. Let me know where you're watching from. I like to know where the energy tendrils are landing across the planet. Hi, Sun to Shine. Hi, Annette. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot is my viewer that gifted me with the Light Seer Tarot. And I've got goosebumps right now. So that's an energy connection. CM, hi. Chris from New York. Hi, Chris from New York. And you're watching from South Carolina. Okay, great. See, that thrills me, you guys. Thanks for, that's a favor to me that you do. All right. So, trust, Hanged Man, and Preserver. Trust. and I'm going right back to the Light Seer Tarot. I mean, those images have embedded themselves in my mind already. So, I mean, the gift deck, the fact that it's an excellent deck, and it's just like right into my brain, because the Fool card in that deck shows this woman just like ready to just fall back into the arms of something. And so, in Georgetown, Guyana, wow, people from all over the world. Oh, that thrills me. Okay, back to here. So, trust, being able to let go of control. What is trust? It's saying that I don't have to control everything. And when we feel out of control, it's because we're not trusting that. I mean, first of all, we don't have control over the majority of things that go on in our life, right? So we have to trust. We take care of what we can control, and then the rest is trust. So I'm looking at lots of hands here. I'm looking at skydiving. I'm looking at a dog and a human. But the lots of hands, just trusting that we're going to get through this, trusting that the next thing is going to come, you know, that we're going to get through this 6-month hitch. And the Hanged Man is also about trust. It's about giving up control and giving over. I don't even want to say that, because we're not giving over control. We have to acknowledge where we don't have control and where we do. And where we do is right here. What we think, what we feel, what we do with our time, what we do with our talents, how we structure our day, how we choose to perceive things. This is all under our control. Everything else, not so much. So the Hanged Man here is about submitting to divine order. It's about having faith, having a belief system that says, I am watched, I am held, I am protected. Aquarius can have a tough time with this, because what they trust most is their own ideas, their own minds. And so those two together, trust in the Hangman, just really talks about connecting with your higher power, Aquarius. And if your higher power is the intelligence and the consciousness of the universe, that's your higher power. If your brain is your higher power and it's not really functioning right now, trust your higher power that it will start functioning again when you need it to and when the time is right. And Preserver talks about just maintaining yourself right now. This is Woman of Worlds, so it's like the Queen of Pentacles. You see she's pregnant here. So time to self-nurture, take care of your resources. I'm hearing status quo. So right now, it's not time to force yourself forward. It's time to lay back into the flow of what's happening right now. Trust that flow. Trust your higher power. Submit to that flow and know and maintain, take care of yourself, and know that you will come out the other side, that you will get carried where you need to be through this time. Okay. And Starseed, they're telling me to cut these two. Okay, we're cutting right there. Earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. That also could be a tough thing for Aquarius, learning how to be human. We just, I mean, I'm not an Aquarius, but Aquarians are not really of this world. So they say being in the world, but not of it. That means I'm a human, but I don't really feel like I belong here. And that's very Aquarian. I always have felt like I'm a stranger here as well in some ways. So this is saying to this Preserver here right next to that, talking about spending some time, Aquarius, really getting into your body, out of your head and into your body, and grounded on the earth. Get out there, you know, pull the last of the plants that are dying out of your garden, get your fingers in the dirt, just go out, sit on the earth, connect with earth in some way so that you can connect with your body and have that experience of being human and have the experience of your body's feelings and what it's going through, its feelings and moods. So there you go, Aquarius. I'm liking that we're getting some very different, but very clear messages tonight. I mean, the Voyager has always spoken very clearly to me, and I'm just going to do this, and then we'll cut 3 times and see who's up next. Virgo is up next. Where are my Virgos? Hi, Georgia. Lansing, Michigan. Okay, Aquarius, Sun. All right. Only one body in Earth. Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad it rang for you here. All right. We have, for Virgo, Actor, which is the Man of Wands, Fortune, and Dullness. All right. The Man of Wands, Actor. I like that we're getting a major in each category so far, or for each sign. Okay. The Man of Wands, Actor, talks about obviously taking action. I'm looking at like a kabuki theater or maybe a geisha, and there's somebody, what's the Japanese thing where they smack each other on the heads? I don't remember. And masks. So talking about your persona and putting on whatever kind of persona you need to in order to keep moving and get through your day. So for instance, Virgo, and do you notice this is all kind of falling into the context of how do we get through this 6-month lull, this 6-month exhaustion thing that we're going through. So Actor here says if you've got to show up at work, put on your happy face, be the actor, go in there, perform your duties, perform them with a smile on your face, whether you feel it or not, come home and bail out. The 10 is Fortune. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. It says this too will change. You see the wheels here. We have a Buddhist looking statue. We've got a lot of hands here as well. So just talking about fortunes and the changing of fortunes. Wheel of Fortune always has that cyclical, seasonal, organic change vibe to me. So act your way through, perform the way you need to. Things will move on and change. The seasons are changing. We're past the equinox now. And happy equinox to everybody. Happy Mabon. And going into the dark part of the year. So, things are changing. Trust that change continues, and it will change for the better. And then we have dullness here, and I'm looking at this card, and we've got lots of chunky rocks and crystals. So this is just speaking to that with the thing that I read at the beginning. A lot of us are feeling very dull right now, like we just can't do this anymore. So address that dullness by bailing out. You can step back. You can take a break. And the mental breaks that Twitter thread was talking about, they named, meditation. One of my favorite ones, as I've said before, is going on therapy drives, listening to music loud and proud, singing your head off, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Singing also helps your vasovagal nerve, or your vagal nerve, vagus nerve. Vasovagal is the joint term there. It feels like we spent the last 4 years in the dark part of the year. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Well, we are going through, the end of Pluto through Capricorn is a rough one, is a very rough one. And joining up with Saturn and Jupiter right now is a rough one. But yes, I agree with you. It feels like we've been in the dark forever. Now we're really going to be in the dark. So we're going away from that external part of the year where we really didn't get to be external the way we love. And so now we're going internal again. And so with this Virgo, I think we're cautioning against getting too dull. Looking at a break as just, I'm going to take a break and lie around. Do that if you need to. But change it up as well. Feed your mind with a little bit of meditation, with some good music, with something delicious. Okay? So it's about doing this in a way that isn't dull, and addressing that dullness by getting a little bit of excitement in your life or a little bit of pleasure in your life. Being on the keto diet every once in a while, when we just are like, oh, I can't take it anymore, we'll go get some microwave popcorn. And that goes on for a couple of days, and then we're done and we recover and go back, But if that's the only place you can find your pleasure and break from the dullness, then by all means, don't deny yourself. All right, they're telling me to cut again. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Like I said, water your garden. I don't think I have to add anything to that. This Starseed Oracle is just like, bzzzt, you know, the arrow goes right to the target. There's not much else to say. Take care of your body. Get in the tub. Get some frickin' Epsom salts. Get a bag of Epsom salts. It's really cheap. I'm serious. Dump half a bag in a tub. Soak away. The magnesium gets absorbed through your skin and it will calm you down. And it will take your pain levels down if you're in pain. Okay? Get after it, Virgo. And boy, are we sympathetic to the dullness. Okay. Who's up next? Taurus is up next. Oops, there's one. All right. We're going to take that one and then we're going to cut for the other two. Ooh, and it came out upside down. All right. We've got Preserver up again. We've got Fortune upside down. So let's take it as written. The Wheel of Fortune says things change. The wheel turns organically. Something here needs to change and isn't, Taurus. So, you know, Taurus being a fixed sign, the tendency is to lock down. We're very future referenced, and it's like, okay, I'm just going to lock down until we get to the future and things change. So it makes things difficult. This Fortune upside down is saying that you've got to let the wheel turn. You have to let things happen. You have to let things play out. So we can't stop time. If you're dreading, you know, what's coming, there's not much you can do about the passage of time. And what you can do is take care of yourself so that you can be okay and back off, you know, let your media consumption be at the level that you can cope with. But things need to move forward, Taurus. We definitely need to make a move. Inventor and Preserver. Okay. So moving forward, and it's time to update things, Taurus. It's time to figure out some new ways to go about things. What hasn't been working for you lately? And even if it's just something for the time being until we get through this stall, it doesn't have to stick around. So if you do something radically different and it just gets you through this time, then you can go back to your routine and your comfort, and that's fine. But the Inventor says it's time to change some things up because we've got to get things moving again. And Preserver, again, self-care. I mean, I want to come up with some new messages. New messages, please, but this is what we need to hear, obviously. So Preserver also talks about the ability to take the resources that you have, Taurus, and use them to their greatest advantage. Taurus and Scorpio are eminently resourceful. First of all, Taurus is so practical, but also very focused on the material, so very resourceful. How can I use this? And Preserver says, look at how you're using your resources and look at what you can set aside maybe, what can be preserved for later, and now let's get inventive and see how we can move through time a little bit better. Get this feeling of things moving again. Mine was, I just had to go downstairs. I've had the sweatshop set up since March, mid-March, where I was sewing masks, and I haven't had a dining room table. And so, you know, everything has been set up, all my sewing machines, all my sewing stuff, and every time I'd go down there, you know, the trauma really of all the sewing and the franticness of it and the fear that went with it, go down and look at things and it's just like, ugh. And I mean, I have not been able to bring myself to sew. We have family coming this weekend. My daughter's coming up to visit, and I needed a dining room table. So yesterday I went down and I just started straightening up the table. Long story short, everything is put away. Everything in the living room was cleaned and dusted. everything has been vacuumed to within an inch of its life, and carpet shampooing starts tomorrow. So sometimes it's just, I'm not even going to think about a goal. I'm just going to go down and start tinkering this, and then you let it be zen, and one thing leads to another. Okay. Up next is Aries. Got any Aries here? Check in. If you're new, check in. Let me know where you're watching from. It gives me a thrill. Give Luna a thrill. Only $1. All right, Aries. This one is falling off the top, so we're going to take it. And then we're going to go, who's next? There. And who's next? There. All right. We've got Fear and Rejoicer. Rejoicer is Woman of Cups. And then we've got the Tower. Ooh, boy. Okay, so, and I love this card. Look how beautiful that is, just as an image. My Virgo mind and cleaning. Absolutely. Absolutely. Putting things in order, organizing things, getting things tucked away. Yes, very appealing to my Virgo brain, beyond a doubt. So fear and the Tower here. What I'm seeing is fear of things falling apart. Things are breaking down and falling apart, and Aries is like, ah. But I want you to, okay. I want to validate that fear. We're all there. The Tower card says the old structures that have been in place for so long don't suit anymore, and they're breaking down. Things are breaking down. So imagine something breaking down like, a carcass in the forest. It breaks down and it feeds the earth so something new can grow. So the Tower is breaking down because the structure is outgrown and we're going like... So Aries, look at what is feeling like it's breaking apart in your life, and maybe try to reframe and look at that in terms of, how have I outgrown this? How is it time for something new to replace this? How long has this been in place? How long has this structure been in place, and have I outgrown it? Because maybe that's why it's crumbling personally. I'm so used to reading for the masses, and I want to spread this to the masses, but we're just talking about Aries here. So look at what you feel is breaking down and ask how you've outgrown it and how it needs to be updated. And then Rejoicer in the middle, to the antidote to fear is to find something to rejoice about. And when I do my yoga every day, I have a playlist that I use. And Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve is the first song of it. And it's just, first of all, it's such a comforting song. It just has that thing where it just rolls and rolls and rolls. And, when I do my first sweep up with my arms, it's along with that music, and it brings me so much joy while I'm doing it. And maybe I'll share that playlist with you. There's Bittersweet Symphony. There's a song called Let It Be by Black Mill. And those two songs, it's like 12 minutes. My entire yoga workout is in those 12 minutes, but it's intensive and it's very intentional. And it brings me joy. It brings me into my body. It brings me joy. So time to connect with that rejoicing part of yourself, Aries, and to celebrate your life. And I had this hit me the other night too, because last night my husband and I did some gaming after, all the cleaning. He's like, you feel like gaming tonight? Yeah, we're going to bowl. We do Wii bowling and we play tennis. And I was thinking, we can almost feel guilty that we're enjoying ourselves. We can feel guilty that we're taking care of ourselves and looking for our own pleasure, seeking our own pleasure. And that's a shame. That is a shame, because we have to make it through this with something left, So there is absolutely nothing wrong with rejoicing. There's nothing wrong with joy. There's nothing wrong with being happy. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your life and having a good time. Not a damn thing. As long as you are doing everything else you can do to help move us forward as, a culture, as the collective, There is nothing wrong whatsoever in rejoicing in life. So do that, Aries. It's a great antidote to the fear. And, you know, then look at what you need to do to um, update. Okay. All right. Aries, they're telling me take this one off the top. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So big picture thinking can play into the what's breaking down and, you know, what have I outgrown? So take a step back, maybe, especially if little things in your life aren't quite coordinating and working together. Take a step back and look at the big picture. We all need to start thinking past November and how we're going to move forward with things. So yeah, big picture, what is it? What is my life really about here? And give yourself some joy there, Aries. Okay. Now we're up for Gemini. Okay, where's my Geminis? Gemini Ascendant with Georgia. Cheap thrills. Okay. This is one of the first plastic-coated decks, so they kind of stick to each other. All right. Show me where you want to break. Okay, dullness comes out again. Come on. And we have Hanged Man again. And we have Success. All right. Gemini, dullness and Hanged Man says that you are really bogged down mentally, that this is really taking a toll. The heaviness, the darkness, the stress is really taking a mental toll on you, and you just might be feeling absolutely dull and like I'm just hanging out here waiting for something to happen. Then we have the Ace of Worlds, which is Success, and I'm going to go over here now so we can get the full picture. And you'll see, was it the Light Seers deck that I shot today? It must have been. There was something that had a boredom card in it. And I was talking about what boredom really is. Boredom is a signal that you have stepped back from life for too long, that you have disengaged from life. And so you're so busy escaping life and disengaging from it that it's like, I'm bored, I need something new. That's the call to engage with life again. That's the call that it's time to check back in. Okay, so you might have been checked out for a while mentally, Gemini. Glad to know, sunshine. Yeah, so you might have been checked out for a while, and Hanged Man is like, it's just not up to me. You know, you're just waiting for something to happen. Well, shift that into kind of a dynamic waiting. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm thinking of that Mr. Rogers song. Let's think of something to do while we're waiting, you know? What are we going to do? How are you going to wait? Are you going to wait calmly and joyfully? Or are you going to wait in dullness and boredom? So again, filling this waiting time with some joy, with some meditation. Give your brain a different sock to chew on. Meditation would be great, guided imagery, so you don't have to come up with it yourself. And then Starkeeper says, cosmic ancestors seed the light by staying grounded. All right, and you know what? I want a second one. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. And then we've got the Ace of Worlds here, which is the Ace of Pentacles. New beginning in the material, in the physical. So we're talking about being creative. We're talking about seeding the light by staying grounded. So out of your head and into your body for you too, Gemini. Move your body, get in a tub, care for your body, hug your body, touch your body. Let somebody else touch your body. Something where you can connect and just be into your body and out of your head. And that gets the new practical started. This talks about grounding. This talks about grounding. This talks about creative. It says creative accountability. So, but just being creative, doing something creative to bust the doldrum, Gemini. And again, the main thing here is not getting down on yourself for having checked out, not feeling guilty, not shaming yourself that I should be doing something or I shouldn't be doing, you know, whatever. Okay? Here's where we've got to just suspend judgment, you guys, and be where we are as tenderly as we can. Okay. All right. Staying grounded is not easy for Gemini. I hear you loud and clear. So that's why I'm saying guided imagery. Because Gemini's brain needs to go. Gemini needs to hear words. Gemini needs information flow, right? Geminis are the networkers. There's just got to be a flow of information. Tell me more, you know? So guided imagery has that language coming into your ears and something to do with your brain. But while that guided imagery is working, it's going to tell you to come down into your body, and it's going to tell you to relax your body. So it's going to give you some instructions to follow that will definitely feel better. And grounding is also about making something manifest. So taking an idea and bringing it into reality in some way, getting your hands on things. If you've thought about something you wanted to write or do or make, maybe time to take just the first step. Like with me cleaning, just taking that first step can get the flow going. All right, Pisces is up next. That was a big one. Watch me beat up my decks. All right, that one wanted to come. That one wants to come. And that one wants to come. All right, Pisces. We have balance, which is the justice card. We have lovers. And then we have sorrow. Oh my, okay. So balance and the justice card. Pisces, again, about balance, trying to keep an emotional balance. Pisces, for you, it's about getting the emotions flowing or to identify them, because Pisces tends to just be lost in the fog of them. I'm just, you know, I'm in a mood, and you don't really even realize how you're feeling or the mood that you're manifesting. So maybe ask somebody around you, how do I seem to you? How am I doing? My husband used to do that. Talk to somebody, hey, how am I doing? You know? So really reach out and ask someone, how am I doing? And if they say, well, you seem a little sad. Okay, well, you need to address that sadness then. And you need to acknowledge where it's coming from, which it's not hard to find these days. Or if you're angry, or, you know, whatever it is. And you might find that if you're manifesting a mood that doesn't belong to you, it's somebody around you, and you need to kind of cut off that and put up a shield so you're not picking up other people's emotions. You can be feeling extremely vulnerable right now, Pisces. So getting things into balance, making sure you're getting what you need is the justice part of that. And then Lover's card, connecting. Pisces is about connection. It's also about isolation. So let's go not the isolation way. Let's go to the connecting way. Reach out to somebody, Pisces, and maybe reach out to somebody and ask them how they're doing. How are you? And then that starts a conversation, and you might find exactly how you've been, like being mirrored back to you, and then you can think, oh my God, I'm not alone, and you can commiserate and get something moving there. Because this card, sorrow, says there's some sorrow that needs to move through your system and out. That you need to acknowledge the grief over the lifestyles that we've lost for quite a while, if not for good. And I've noticed when I'm taking my therapy drives, when I'm listening to Miyavi, which is very joyful music, whatever I'm listening to, if it's joyful music, first thing is I start crying, like sobbing uncontrollably. I'm just driving an ugly crying. And I realize that, you know, they're joyful songs, and I'm crying for the joy that we've lost. Big chunk of joy went away a number of years ago, and we have to grieve that loss so that we can find it again. So Pisces, you need to work on getting that sorrow out, connecting with someone, whether that's a lover or a friend, or, you know, someone within your church community, someone within your circle community, whatever, and bringing things back into balance. Ooh, that one wanted to levitate. And we get water your garden again. When I did that, that whole group of cards felt like they lifted off the deck. So I went with it. And nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. All of that, Pisces. Wrap yourself up in a sweet little cocoon. And, you know, there's also, we all do a version of cocooning, don't we? You know, we all have a version of holing up. And with my Pisces moon, you know, my holding up is, this room is my happy place. And my bed's over there, and at night, you know, I'm tucked in, I'm watching something on the TV, I'm looking at my decks, I'm working on my shoot schedule, I'm, you know, doing things, but this is my creative space, and it's where I rest as well. And all the machines are off at night, so I can rest as well. But there's also the kind of cocooning where I'm not going to take a shower. I'm going to eat nothing but crappy food. You know, I'm not going to feed myself decent food or at all sometimes. And that cocooning is taking a step over the line into depression. So as you're cocooning, if that's the way you're doing it, start looking at what can I add to this that is going to be actually good for me, and put in like half an hour meditation where you put the headphones on and you don't have to do another thing. Just put the headphones on and hit go. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's so easy. And then once that gets established, looking at, okay, what else can I add that might be a more healthy thing? So instead of watching TV or reruns of something over and over again, maybe you pick up a book and start to read, even if it's a familiar book and a comforting book, but just changing the mode that you're cocooning in can help a lot, because Water Your Garden says that we need to bring in the nourishing parts. But by all means, the biggest thing here for you, Pisces, is you've got to deal with the sorrow and move it through your body. Pisces, also being so empathic, is feeling the pain of the planet, feeling the pain of the entire planet. So what do? I do my chant practice in the morning, and I pray for the entire planet. So if you're feeling the pain of the planet, start moving the energy that way too. I can pray for the entire planet. Okay, Georgia. Oh my goodness, go to sleep, sweetie. Sleep well. Sleep well. Okay. Who's next? Scorpio's next. All right, for my Scorpio friends. Dullness, commencement, and okay, the bottom, love. So again, we're all, I mean, 3 times now this card has come up of dullness. So let's just acknowledge it. It sucks to be here right now. It sucks. It feels dull. There's nothing exciting. I can't go out and do what I want. Everything is coated in fear. I'm dull. Yeah. Commencement talks about starting something. And then we've got love. So let's see. 7 of crystals, 4 of worlds, 3 of cups. And I'm trying to remember. Crystals, I believe, are earth. No, worlds are earth. Crystals. Okay, crystals are correspond to swords, and wands are wands in this deck. So, 7 of swords, dullness. That's, I mean, I'm trying to relate it to the standard. Let's go to the book here. Let's get a little bit more out of this card since it keeps showing up. My poor little book for this is falling apart. I might have to look and see if I can purchase another book. Okay. Cups, where are ya? Wands. If I can find crystals. There's cups. There's crystals. Okay. 7 of crystals. The mind, like the crystal, can be rock heavy. That's a really great image. Dense and opaque. Dullness of mind is the side of your mentality that lacks curiosity, is slow-moving, set in its way, and capable of flights of imagination, and closed to outside ideas and inspiration. Dullness is your state of mind when you feel blocked. It is also the mind's safety valve. Dullness shuts down your thinking when you're fatigued and confused. So again, it's just the call to self-care there and the heaviness of mind. So for you, Scorpio, I'm thinking something that just makes you laugh your ass off. You know, how do you make your mind lighter when it's heavy and dull and unmoving? Just here's a way to bail out and take a vacation, just something ridiculous that's going to make you laugh. And I have something for you. There's a movie called Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. Kung Pao, P-O-W, Enter the Fist. It's the silliest, funniest shit I've seen in a long, long time. Within the first couple of minutes, you'll be laughing your ass off, guaranteed. So I would say find something like that, Scorpio, that can lighten your mind a little bit, literally lighten it. And it's great to go back to things too, tried and true, that you know will make you laugh. But sometimes when your mind is really heavy and dull, super, super heavy and dull, even going back to something familiar that usually makes you laugh, you don't find the pleasure in. And if you notice that's the case, then you really need to do some self-care and lighten your mind up. Even consider maybe talking to somebody about it. Okay. Commencement again, start something and then love. So commencement of love. Find something that you can love. I'm not going to, I almost just blew something really big and I'm not going to say it, but find something that you can love and care for. Maybe, you know, just the people in your family, showing them some more love, or thinking about some things in the past that you've really been excited about and that you were way into that you haven't done in a while. You know, one of the things, getting into my decks again and really just using them and reading about them, it makes me go back, and I'm reading my astrology books more because I'm planning an astrology series, and you know, just all of these things. And it really is waking my mind back up because I love these things. I've done them for so many years, but you've never done something so long that you can't refresh your mind with it. So commencement, start doing something you love now, Scorpio. Yay. There we go. We have Star Keeper. Cosmic and seed the light by staying grounded. This is, I mean, we know how this works. Why am I getting all about it? Because this is how things work. We get the same cards over and over again when I'm doing group readings like this. So, seed the light by staying grounded and Cosmic Ancestor. Let's look that one up. Wrong book. Where are we at? Okay, star, karmic relationships. These are, yes, these are in alphabetical order. Star Keeper. I'm going to go to the Starseed activation here. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. You with me, Scorpio? All right. I acknowledge that I'm a Star Keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. So, again, being in your body, being practical, but also just looking at how can I serve this earth? How can I bring my cosmic gifts to this earth and share them? It can be the smallest thing. It can be advice that you give somebody, or a smile that you share with someone, or an incredible talent that changes the world. Anything. Just bring your gifts to earth and share them. Sun to shines. Hey, cool. Well, I'm glad. Well, a Scorpio agrees there, so that's all I need to hear. Big fat decks. Decks. Get your mind out the gutter. Or maybe put your mind in the gutter. Maybe that's a way to shake things up. Well, especially for Scorpio. Oh, baby. Okay. I shot a video for another one of my naughty decks today. And I pulled out the last of my naughty decks, which is the naughtiest of them all. And I've realized that before it comes up in the rotation, in the M's, I'm going to have to look at some YouTube rules and see what happens about some of the images in this deck, because I do not want to get kicked off for showing a naughty deck. Anyway, Libra's up next. So that's why my mind is going that way. Not just because I'm talking to Scorpios. Because we all have a little Scorpio in us, yeah? We all have Pluto. We all have Mars. We all express our sexuality. And that's a beautiful and blessed thing, my friends. Okay. I'm hearing to take the top. Dullness. Okay, I'm going to take the next two off the top too. Synergy and setback. Okay, Libra. Dealing with the dullness for you as well. Let's go to synergy and see what that's got to say. Synergy is the blending of energies. It's the working together of energies. The planet is like a wheel, each spoke representing a different resource. The planet grows through the dynamic integration of its assets. By combining the interweaving of your own inner resources symbolized by planets, elements, minerals, vegetables, fuels, seasons, and machines. All of that is on here, yes. And partners, swans, you produce synergy, a powerful, hardworking, focused, progressive dynamo of creative energy. Through the collective energy of teamwork and cooperation, you can build and achieve greater goals than would be possible alone. What a perfect reading for Libra. Synergy. Who can you blend your energies with right now, Libra? Who can you collaborate with? Who can you partner with? Just even for fun, you know, for fun, for a collaborative project, for accountability. Like if you want to start meditating and just say, I'm going to pick a friend that's going to be a meditation partner so that we can hold each other accountable on whether we're doing it or not. I'd say to bust the dullness, it's time to blend your energy with somebody else, Libra. And then we've got setback here. This is the Five of Worlds. Let's see. Interesting that we got the 5 and 6 of worlds next to each other. We've got 5, 6, 7. Okay. You're in the middle of it, is what that says to me. Just as the earth suffers devastations and disasters, your most beautiful, prosperous, solidly organized projects and plans on which you depend and bank encounter setback, a drying up of resources, a sudden ruination, a block or parting of ways. Defeat and difficulty are regenerative, as are Earth's natural disasters. The Earth's healthy new seeds symbolize this new life. For every storm, there is a rainbow. Okay, so the reminder that the hurricanes, the fires, are natural occurrences on Earth. The thing is, they're happening in an unnatural way now because of our impact on this planet. So what this is telling you, Libra, is even setbacks and kind of disasters in your plans and projects are kind of like, you can look at it as a natural disaster. This needed to be reset and I wasn't seeing it. So this is what's happened. The setback is happening so that I can take a new look at it and maybe call in someone else's energy to help work my way through it. But good news for Libra, the way out of the dullness is by working with somebody else, okay? And you'll get through that setback. Okay, this group wants to come out of the middle. Watch it be the same flipping thing again. We're gonna, these two are stuck together right here. Come, yeah, okay. Is everybody apart now? All right, here we go, off the top. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, how perfect, Libra. Pleasure, joy, make love to life. What a glorious image. So, like downstairs when I'm cleaning and I'm touching things that I haven't touched in a while because I haven't dusted down there in forever. Yeah, I just admitted that. But making love to your life, how can you pour that Venusian, Libra, beautiful, balanced Venus energy into your life? I'm going to light this orange candle because this one is about to go out. So we're going to transfer the light. Libra, what beauty can you generate today? This candle's been dressed with cinnamon oil in honor of Sagittarian fire. So again, Venus energy, taking pleasure, Libra, doing something comfortable and pouring your love of beauty into your life and looking at even one small corner or the place where you spend the most time, just making it orderly and beautifying it can help you, help comfort you and bust you out of the dullness. No Libras, huh? And then we have Sag. All right, what's your message? Oh, there's one for our Sagittarians. Thank God it's not dullness. It's inventor. All right, let me finish going through these. Okay, this one wants to come off the top, synergy, and then we're going to cut for the last one. Master, Sage of Worlds, inventor, synergy, master. Okay, Sagittarius, it is time to get seriously creative and take, here's my resource for this, and here's my idea for this, and I'm going to blend those things together and invent something new and become the master of it. The Sage of Worlds is the king of pentacles. So this is master of the material, master of the skill. Skills are a material thing, right? There's something you do with your body. It's not thinking and having great ideas, creative ideas is not a skill. Putting those into form is a skill. Something that you have to practice is a skill, right? So time to get inventive, Sagittarius. Whatever ideas have been cooking around in your brain, gosh, this would be great, I could do this. Start thinking about that a little more seriously right now. And think about, how can I either take that wacky idea and blend it with something more practical, blend it with something I'm already doing, or blend it with someone else's wacky idea. But the sense I'm getting is more internal. This inventor and synergy is just, how can I create something really new and become the master of it? There was a thing, a little saying, do one thing, do it exceptionally well, and you'll succeed. Now, I bust the do one thing rule because I've always been a multi-creative, and I think probably a lot of you are too. So, but what am I doing with my channel? For a year now. Next week is my 1-year anniversary of reactivating my channel and doing my unboxings. And I decided, in order to get into the habit of having a channel, in order to make this my job over time, you know, I started doing the unboxings 1 a week. Then I went to 2 a week. A month ago, I went to 7 a week, and other videos as well. So that was my kind of busting out and going, you know, here's something that I'm going to start, and I'm going to stick to one thing until I find my people, and until I get it built into a job and a habit, and then until I've mastered it, and then we bring in new things. And I've been so careful, because with anxiety disorder, overwhelm is a constant threat. And being a creative Leo, I do it to myself by coming up with too many ideas, by setting the bar too high, giving myself too many things to accomplish, and then I can't live up to it, and then I feel like a failure. Then I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. So I have purposely stuck to one thing this year in order to make it habit and in order to be successful at it. And I have been successful according to my terms, you know? So everybody's definition of success is different. So Sagittarius, you will have no problem at all defining success for yourself because you're independent like that, aren't you? All right, take one off the top. We've got surrender to the Venus energy again. So Sagittarius, remembering to look to the sweetness of life as well, and make sure there's a lot of pleasure and joy in your life, and pour your love into this new project. Okay. And think about, you know, when you're doing something that you want to be successful at, it has to feed you as well. It has to bring you pleasure and joy and comfort, or you're not going to stick to it. If something is just too arduous and too hard, your brain is going to reject it and you're just not going to stick to it. So that bringing that Venus energy in is a really important message for any new habits that we're trying to develop and any drive towards success. We just have to make sure that it's feeding us as well, or we're going to burn out. Okay, Cancer is next. Got any Cancers still watching? Oops. I know I'm less chatty tonight than usual, but I'm dull too. Even though I've started moving things forward, I'm, you know, overall there's that heaviness and dullness, and then then you think about the real world. I've been thinking about, you know, my conscience won't let me do this, but there are some people who, you know, oh, I'm not into politics, and they don't vote, and they just live their lives detached from the structure that upholds it all. And that sounds like a really great thing to do for a little while, to just live life unaware of politics. But then, you know, what a shock when you come back, and what contribution are you making? Again, the key there is balance. So, okay, Cancer, let's see what we have for you. We have the Empress, we have Seer, and we have Narrowness. Ooh, okay. So the Empress, Cancer, this is your mothering energy. This is your nurturing. This is what you have to give the world and the people around you, which is just that caring touch. That touch of, hey, how you doing? That touch of, can I get you a cup of tea? That touch of, hey, honey, come here and let me give you a hug, you know, or just, I need a hug. I mean, you hear this so many times around my house between me and Cliff, my husband, and Tam, my son. It's like, you know, come here, I need a hug. You just come to somebody with your arms out like this. I need a hug. My son came in, he was hugging me from behind today. It's like, nope, that's not good enough. I need a real hug. Turn around, wrap them up. Hugs, if you've got people around you that you can hug, please, please, please do it. Okay. Then we have Seer. So this is your intuition, Cancer. And then we have Narrowness. Let me look this one up. This is the equivalent of 9 of Swords. This is crystals. Are we there? Crystals. Because we usually look at 9 of Swords as, you know, an active grief process. But here we have narrowness, and you look at all these verticals going on. The hardness and impenetrability of the crystal through conferring stability and power, though conferring stability and power also isolate it. Similarly, your mind may be closed, insular, and inflexible. The crystals represent bars, symbolizing the restrictions you've placed on it. Fixed and intolerant, you maintain a narrow-minded tunnel vision represented by the shrunken tunnels and apertures through which you view the world. Narrowing the mind, however, is essential to focus and concentration. Now, this intuition, again, with the water signs and Pisces and Cancer in particular, because you do have that empathic hook in and can feel what's going on around you and feel the anger and the hatred. And I want to say for a second here that when I've been taking my therapy drives, I was doing a thing where every time I passed a Trump sign, okay, back up. When I was in high school, here comes the story. When I was in high school, and we'd be driving, you know, a car full of people, or just having a talk or something, somebody would mention something, or somebody would walk by, or there would be something, and somebody would say, "Minutes vigilance," and if it was like we were talking about a teacher we hated or something, and somebody would say, "Minutes vigilance," everybody stopped talking and did this for a minute. If we were going by like somebody's house or something, you couldn't have minutes vigilance. Going by the school is when that would happen most often. When you weren't in school and you drive by the school, minutes vigilance, there we go. So I was giving the minutes vigilance to all these houses that I passed. And then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore because it's just generating anger in me and animosity. And I don't need that. I don't need it. No matter how good it feels. I mean, you got to express your anger, yes, but constantly generating that is not a good thing. So what I did, because I really want to, you know, do some magic here, I'm giving him Hathor's mirror. This is the horned god, but it's also Hathor's mirror, which has, you know, it's round and it has the horns on it. Hathor's mirror is a shield, and you hold it up so that your enemy's movements and energies will immediately be reflected back to them. So instead of just minutes vigilance and generating hatred and hitting a wall with that, because their hatred comes at me, mine comes at them, and then we hit a wall, right? But if I do this, and it is, may your harmful actions return to you immediately. May the harm you're causing reflect back to you, and maybe, just maybe, although I don't have a lot of confidence in it, I gotta be honest, maybe, just maybe, a mind can change when the harm comes back to them and they go, oh my God, that's not good. I've been doing that. And it is typical of republicanism that they don't believe in anything progressive until it hits home to them and happens to someone they love, and then suddenly they get progressive about things. Like, homophobic until my kid comes out to me, and then, wow, I'm really down with supporting my kid. With a lot of them, not all of them. So, Cancer, when you're feeling all of this heavy energy, and the tendency is to want to narrow it down into just icky feeling and fear and hatred and then you're trapped in your own mind and feeling that. So the message here is to kind of break out of that and see what positive you can do. Let's look at this. Because Cancer wants to take care of the world. They see all the bad things happening. They want to take care of the world, but then you can get trapped by the bars of your mind that are just feeling all the bad stuff. So let's take one off the top here. And this one says, you got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Ooh. All right. So what you need to do here, Cancer, is set some boundaries in what you're taking in. All right. Call on your guides and ask them to filter your experience. Do your grounding, get your egg of light around you. I can observe, not absorb. And ask your guides, please filter the things that I'm picking up because it's too much for me. Show me, like, intellectually what's happening, but filter the emotion for me. So that I don't, so it's not overwhelming me, because this says it's kind of closing in on your mind. The need to nurture and being so empathic is making you narrow down on things. So this is talking about setting boundaries, not being codependent with people. These aren't necessarily all your problems to fix. Especially the problems of the world are not yours to fix. That's why I pray every morning. That's why I chant every morning, because that's what I can add to this. In addition to, whatever work I do here, that's what I can add to this. I'm working on healing the world. So I would suggest that for you too, Cancer, because you got to get some boundaries, okay, around all the stuff you're picking up. And then lastly, it's me, Leo. All right. Oh, Capricorn, sorry. Capricorn was the first one out, so sorry, Rose. But you can watch it tomorrow. The video will be up tomorrow or later tonight, and you'll be the very first one, so you can hear the message, because I don't remember what it was now. Okay, Leo, my dear fellow Leos, we have Hermit, we have Courage, and we have Harvest. So, great cards for Leo, right? Hermit just talks about, we know what the Hermit talks about, backing up, isolation. That's where we are, and take whatever time you need, Leo, to back your ass up. Take some time alone, take some isolation, be with yourself. And I have a feeling a lot of Leos enjoy their own company. I enjoy my own company. So Hermit says, looking inside yourself, that deep, deep spiritual type of self-care. Then we have Courage and Harvest. So Courage just says keep going. The Courage card here acknowledges the fear and acknowledges the strength that it takes to move through it, because courage isn't required unless you have fears. They go together, they're a pair. I remember the day I figured that out. I was much younger, and it's like, oh, courage doesn't mean you never are scared. Courage means you're scared and you do it anyway. So this is just acknowledging that it is taking courage for every one of us, Leo or not, to put one foot in front of the other every single day. It just takes everything we have some days. And I want to tell you, Leo, I am proud of you. I am proud of you for putting one foot in front of the other. I am proud of you for keeping going. And everybody else as well. The courage that you're showing in just staying here, you know, in being in this world and facing every day, it takes tremendous courage, and I'm so proud of all of you for that. Then we have Harvest, which is saying, I mean, look where we're at. It's Mabon. What a great card to end with. It is harvest season. This is the second harvest festival. So Leo, it is time to look at what are you harvesting from your garden, both literally and figuratively. What are you pulling out of this last 6 months? Spring and summer, we lost those 2 seasons. No, we didn't. We lived through those 2 seasons. We lost a lot of old ways of being through those 2 seasons. And so now look at what is it that I am getting out of that time? What can I do when I'm by myself? I can look deeply with courage to see, how did I get through that? And what can I harvest and say, I've developed some new skills here. I'm going to take those skills into the dark of the year. That's the message, Leo. I know. I love my Leos too. My sister's a Leo too. My daughter's a Leo too. Lots of Leos around. We have our own little pride. Okay, they're telling me to cut these. And we have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. All right. So, crystal grid. Get your crystals, get your stones, and start playing. If you look at the crystal grid oracle that I reviewed, they certainly show you grids you can do. You can certainly look up all kinds. I'm sure there's shit tons of videos. I've never looked them up on YouTube, but I bet there's a ton of them on how to create crystal grids with quartz points. If you've got all your different crystals, play with them. See what you can do to make a pattern, an energy pattern with those crystals, and place it in a place where put a candle in the middle of it. Put a powerful crystal in the middle of it and generate some energy there so that it can affect your light body. Transmission and activation. Okay. Transmission is about running that energy through your body and then putting it out there. Transmission is also about the download, about information coming in. So Leo, this is a good time for you to put yourself in that position. And whether you're doing a grid, I mean, you can do a crystal grid around you. You can use crystals to set a circle around you. And, one in each quarter for protection and stuff. Sit yourself in the middle of that circle and ask for a transmission. Ask for activation of your gifts. But the crystals are definitely key there. To make a grid, ask for the activation and transmission so you can get started in the gifts that you have to bring during this next season, Leo. Okay. Wow, timing was right on the money tonight. I felt like such a hot mess when we got together, and I feel much better now. How do you guys feel? Does anybody have like one? Well, I don't even know that I have one time for one last question. So I think I'm going to leave you with, if you got here late, please go back, suffer through the first couple minutes where I'm trying to get to this Twitter feed to read it to you because I finally got there, that it is acknowledging what we're all going through right now. And the overarching message here is just to be kind to yourself, love yourself. Every day, do something that's going to bring you some pleasure and love into your life so that you can get through this in the best way possible. We don't know what we're going to be called to do over the next couple of months, especially after November. We don't know what new challenges we're going to be presented with. We don't know what kind of outpouring of emotion is going to happen after whatever outcome of this election. So for now, care for yourself as best you can so that you can be prepared when we hit the Samhain part of the year, because it's a coming. And that's good news too, you guys. Samhain is coming. We are fully in Samhain season. We're busting out the decorations tomorrow. We're going to set up our ancestor altar downstairs and, you know, start the candle part of the year. And I've got to buy new candles. Here's a piece of advice. Don't ever buy candles from the closeout section of a store, because the store that we have next to us is a store called Mark's, and great closeout section. And I've bought candles there before and they always suck. So what did I do? I bought a giant bag of tea lights for $4. You know, they've got to be great. They're just tea lights. They suck. They won't burn. The wicks go down, you get a tiny little flame, and then they go out and they just suck. So I'm going to go buy myself new candles because we're going into the candle part of the year, and light that inner fire. Look at what you're harvesting that you can take into the dark part of the year. We've got the last of the harvest festivals coming up. And before that happens, I will show you the little pumpkins that volunteered in my front garden that grew themselves for me this year. So I really hope that all of you got a good message tonight. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. And I hope that you're tuning in every day. I hope you're subscribed. You will see another gift deck tomorrow. And thank you again, Annette. So if you buy me a gift deck from my Amazon wish list, you will get a reading with that deck. And I will shout you out on the video if you put your name with it. So again, I really, really, really appreciate you being here and giving me a reason to keep pulling myself through every day. You know, this video schedule, part of the reason I said I want to do a video every day was because I needed to pull my ass out of my stall, my 6-month stall. And it's working because, you know, I've tried to do like lots in one day, but it's turning out where I'm just shooting every couple of days, and it's really giving me purpose, and I appreciate that, and it's because of you. So I give you my blessings. I thank all the ancestors and allies, guides and guardians for being here tonight, for protecting you, for watching out for you, protecting everyone. Say your prayers, do your chanting, do your magic and your spells. Let's lift the energy up, you guys. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. High vibration, okay? Concentrate on high vibration in this dark half of the year. And I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing. Until then, it's the Zen Witch. I love you guys. Blessed be.